everyone. Thanks for joining us in this Exec Connect. I want to thank you for the invitation to open up this session. The invitation means a lot to me, as does the community and the friendships that I've made through Women in Cloud. And I'm a bit curious. So using chat, I want to see how many people attending today. This is your first Women in Cloud event. Go ahead and chat and let us know. For me, I remember my first Women in Cloud event. It was over 3 years ago. Yay, I see some first-time attendees, yay. So my first event, it was 3 years ago, and I was excited, I was nervous. I was looking for a community of professional women, and I was so grateful to have found Women in Cloud. Then there was this anxiety around networking. What am I going to say, to whom, to why? And I didn't know then what I know now. And that is Women in Cloud is a collective of amazing, amazing women who are committed to supporting each other and creating access. Women in Cloud's mission, you've heard it earlier, but it is to lead in closing the gender poverty gap by generating over 1 billion in net new global economic access for women entrepreneurs by the year 2030. That's a key reason why we're here today. While all of us are here today, is because we can help one another and contribute to that economic access. Did you know that women were more significantly impacted during the pandemic than our male counterparts? We saw some data points a little bit earlier from the 2021 COVID impact study. And with the pandemic, structural inequalities were magnified across all aspects of personal and professional life. Women on average earn less than men for the same work. They had more single-parent households, and they hold a disproportionately higher number of jobs, more susceptible to economic downturns. Interestingly, research shows that lifting the world out of extreme poverty by 2030 would cost an estimated $2.3 trillion in purchasing power parity. The comparative cost of closing the gender poverty gap is an estimated $49 billion. So you can see how impactful Women in Cloud's mission is, right? And how impactful it will be. Today's event, this Exec Connect, is one step in achieving that mission. We can create infinite opportunities and access to people, network, and financing. We simply need 3 things. 1 is the ask, 2 is to listen, and 3 is to take action. Asking can be the most difficult part. So let's start here. Let's start here and now. I struggle with asking for help, but it's also been the greatest and most uplifting power in my life. So let's take a moment in chat and practice our ask. Go ahead and type what your ask or need is. Why are you here today in the Exec Connect? I'm here, my need, my ask is because I took on a new role within Microsoft and I want to quickly ramp on a new industry, looking at operational aspects and the customer journey. I want to hear from people who are in the industry and connect, understand what's important to them. All right, so I got a couple of direct chats in terms of what people are looking for, which is great, but go ahead and enter it into the general chat too. There we go. I see a few coming in. Yeah. So now you have your ask out into the universe, right? You've asked the universe for what you need. You have the opportunity to have your need fulfilled within the supportive and connective Women in Cloud community. I'm excited about the infinite opportunities that are available to us all and the connections that we are going to make. Most of all, I want you to enjoy yourself, have fun meeting fellow attendees and the conversations that you're going to have. So Riza, I'm going to turn it over to you, and I think you're going to give us some general know-hows on how to interact and move throughout Remo for the Exec Connect session.
Thank you so much, Pruitt. What a great introduction. And I saw some comments in the chat. Someone said, you know, that you were putting their feelings into words, and I couldn't agree more. I mean, what you said to really set the stage for how people should approach this experience is so true and so important. Knowing and being comfortable with asking is really, you know, that's the skill you want to really develop and just be confident in doing that. So thanks, Pruitt. As you mentioned, I'm going to go ahead and start us off with explaining how we're going to go through this networking experience. So first up, I am going to actually share with you a brief video, because we are in a virtual space which may not be familiar to all of you. And we use the remote platform for a lot of our experiences here at Women in Cloud. And the reason for that is because it's highly focused around networking, and we want you to be able to move to different tables, meet lots of different people today, and walk away with new ideas. So what you're going to learn is how to navigate when we are in the lounge experience and how you'll be able to connect with folks. After the video, I'll come back and talk more about where you can find the advisors today. And we'll bring a couple of them up on stage with me so they can introduce themselves to you, and then just let us know what their ask is today and what you can ask of them. So we're just going to go into this video and get started there. All right, so everybody, those of you that are familiar with Remo and our Women in Cloud events, I'm sure you've seen that before, but I hope that those that are new to our community learned how you're going to navigate today. As Paul mentioned in that video, there are multiple floors, so we want to make sure that you know where to go as an advisor to find your own table, and then also as entrepreneurs or other members of the community that are looking to meet with these leaders that we have here with us today. So there's just a couple more things I want to share with you before we get started. The experience here is all meant to engage, right? You're going to be able to meet with speakers, advisors, or mentors and other attendees in the networking lounge. And there are 4 topics that they're going to be covering today. So we have it split out into different floors. And on floor 1, you'll be able to find all of the advisors that are talking about business partnerships. We also have on floors 2 and 3, because we have a lot of advisors that have raised their hand to offer guidance on leadership advancement. So on the 2nd and 3rd floor, when we go back to the lounge, you'll be able to find that. Then on floor 4, we have exploring a cloud solution purchasing, and then also investor relationships. So you can find both of those topics on those floors. So how do these conversations work? So Michelle Pruitt actually touched on some of this in her remarks, right? You want to make sure that you show up. This is all about creating give and get access. Don't be shy. So if you find yourself sitting alone at a table for more than 5 minutes, don't worry. Just double click on an open seat at another table and join some other folks to get in a conversation with them. So how it will work is that the advisors will be seated at their specific tables, and it has their, you know, the first name and the topic that they'll be discussing. And attendees will move from table to table to meet with them. We're actually going to do this in 3 rounds of 20 minutes. So before we even start, like I said, I'm going to have a couple advisors come up and just introduce themselves to you. And then then we'll go into the first round of 20 minutes, and we'll come back and talk about how that first experience went. We'll have some folks share their key takeaways and how they enjoyed that experience before going into the 2nd round and then the 3rd round. Now, after the sort of structured networking, we're going to do something really fun to close out today's Cloud Exec Connect experience. Again, this is all about meeting people. So we're going to have a speed random networking for 10 minutes each. So what I'll do at that point is we'll come back, I'll explain how it'll work, and essentially everybody's just going to get shuffled all around to different tables and meet an entirely new set of folks. We'll close out the day sharing about what we learned from each other. You know, if you made those asks and if you were able to get answers to what you were seeking today. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and invite just a couple of the advisors up here with me to join me on stage. So to find out who's brave today. Any brave advisors out there, just go ahead and click raise hand and I'll bring you on stage with me. Otherwise, I'll start finding people. I see we have a couple. Excellent. So we have a couple ready to go. So I'll start bringing you all up on stage. So Kim, please join me. Michelle, please join me. You'll see a notification. George, Ellie, Giovanna. Oh, great. Boy, lots of brave people here today. That's amazing. I love that. Okay. I'm going to see if I can get you all on. And if I don't get you up in this round, don't worry, I can get you on in the second round. So welcome everybody. Thank you so much for joining and raising your hands to create economic access for women in technology, right? Breaking down those barriers and having people you know, get access to things they would otherwise not have that access to. So I'd like to go around and have each of you introduce yourselves and share with us what your ask is today, right? Because this is a give and get experience. And also share, finish the sentence very briefly, meet with me to learn about blank, okay? And you can also let people know what your topic is so they can easily find you on the floor plan when we go to the lounge. So let's start out. Let's go with Kim. Kim, why don't you unmute and tell us about yourself?
Great. Hi there, everyone. My name is Kim Aftergood. I'm with Accenture. I'm a managing director there and a huge cloud lover. So very excited to be here. I'm going to be facilitating a table on leadership advancement. And if you come to my table, we're going to be talking about, one of the topics we'll talk about is advocacy for advancement. So I hope to see you there.
Thanks so much, Kim. Let's go with Giovanna.
Hey everyone, I am Javan Mingarelli and I am the founder of MNC Consulting. We're a digital communications and marketing firm. And I will be facilitating a table about business partnerships. And if you come to my table, we will be talking about various business opportunities, partnerships, and alliances, how to make those happen, and some of the most optimal ways of securing new partners and advancement. I look forward to meeting you.
Thanks, Giovanna. Let's go with John Yankee.
Hey everyone, I'm John Yankee. I'm CEO of Tackle, and we help software companies sell through the cloud marketplaces, and I will be in the business partnerships floor and specifically talking about partnering with Microsoft as a seed and Series A and Series B company, which we did all three of those. My ask would be, we have tons of open roles and would love to connect with amazing women in cloud that would want to join a company like ours. So look forward to speaking to everybody.
All right, thanks, John. George, we'll have you go next.
Oh, thank you so much. George Sophia, CEO of IdeaGen. We work closely with Microsoft and Women in Cloud to scale all of this incredible work globally. Join my table to learn more about the global goals of the United Nations, those 17 global goals that were unanimously to by every single member state, all 193 member states of the UN, including the United States of America. And one of those is empowering women and girls. And that's what we're doing with Women in Cloud, empowering women and girls and organizations across the world and cross-sector partnerships. So thank you very much. Hope to see you there.
Great. Thank you, George. Let's go to Michelle.
Hi, everybody. I'm Michelle Rowe. I am the Director of Leadership and Diversity and Organization Development at Insight. So happy to be here today. I have been in the channel and in tech for since 2001. And I absolutely love just getting to network with people and talk about leadership. If you come to my table, it's really a 360. It's how do you create coveted, incredible leadership development programs? How do you focus on making sure that like our teammate resource group, Women with Insight, really helping them to advance and grow. Also people who want to move into leadership, but then taking it to the other side and saying, if you are a leader, how do you foster and grow and develop? And that's what we'll be talking about today.
Thanks so much, Michelle. Tina, you're up next.
It's really hard to follow Michelle. So I'm Tina Pangel, and I'm the VP of Lifecycle Strategy at Global PMO at Insight as well. And I'm really interested in hearing the challenges that people are facing with their leadership development and really brainstorm within the group of things that people are doing to address those challenges. One of the key things that I like to talk about is managing your network and how to build your network to help you advance in your leadership path.
Thank you, Tina. Ellie, we'll go to you next.
Hi, everyone. Ellie Wu. I'm the VP of Customer Experience at BugCrowd. We're in crowdsourced cybersecurity, so it's been a fun space to get into. I'm going to be on the leadership advancement floor and happy to share the lessons I've learned as I think about advancing as an underdog. No matter which level I think we all get to, there's always that little piece of the underdog that lives inside each of us that has to get a little bit scrappy and creative, and happy to share those lessons with the folks at my table.
Much, Ellie, and then last but certainly not least, Emily.
Thank you. My name is Emily Carlson, and I'm the Vice President of Technology for Divergent. We are a healthcare consulting firm helping to grow and expand provider organizations and help providers experience less physician burnout and clinical burnout over the course of especially the past year. I'll be on the leadership floor, and really what I want to discuss and hear about is your feelings on authenticity as you advance through leadership. So why it's important to maintain who you are regardless of the level, and why it's important to retain truly who you are to yourself as you grow and advance in your career. And I look forward to getting to meet some new people.
Thank you. And actually last, and actually certainly not least, is Dr. Everestus Mensa. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Everestus.
Thank you, Reza. And Stacy, eagle-eyed Stacy, spotted me as well. So I'm Everestus Mensa. I'm the General Manager for IBM's Hybrid Cloud and Edge ecosystem. I am all in on the mission that you heard Michelle describe so brilliantly for what Women in Cloud stands for and what we can all contribute to access. And so please join my table today to find out about how to collaborate, how to partner with IBM, and just all sort of messages around ecosystem. And of course, we're always on the lookout for great women as well. So please join and let's have a great conversation.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, everyone. And like I said, we're going to go into the first round now. It's going to be 20 minutes. So I'll give you all a few minutes to find your tables first. So advisors. And again, just a reminder, we're going to have business partnerships on floor 1, leadership advancement on floors 2 and 3, and then exploring cloud solution purchasing and investor relationships on floor 4. I've posted a link in the chat where you can easily use it as a reference to identify which leader is talking about which topic. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so I'm going to take us back to the lounge and we'll see you out there. Have fun.